Okay, so I have been made aware of a movement to protest the new YouTube layout tomorrow by not uploading any videos or watching any videos on YouTube tomorrow, December 16th. And I want to support that because I agree that the new layouts are horrendous and I don't like them. So I want to go ahead and make a video today and post it today about a problem that I've been wanting to do a video about for a while now. And that is the prison industrial complex in America, which maybe many of you watching are already aware of the fact that the United States has one of the highest, if not the highest, incarceration rates in the world. And then we want to call ourselves land of the free, home of the, it's a sad joke. One problem with our criminal justice system, I'm going to call it that. I call it a criminal injustice system, that's just me. One problem is drug laws. While they may be well-intended by some who support them, in actuality just end up imprisoning people who are just trying to, in many cases, feed their families, and unfortunately this is, drug dealing, while it may not be the most glamorous or productive of professions, it is sort of a supply and demand type of thing. As long as you have a demand, there is going to be a group of people out there that is going to meet that demand. And then, of course, really all drug laws do, rather than eliminate drug trafficking, is drive it underground and make it more profitable for people to go into, and therefore make it more attractive for people who are very desperate and very poor already and are just looking for fast money. So I think, for the most part, drug laws lock up people who are really they're used so on such a wide scale that rather than targeting people who are the higher ups, I guess you could say, the people that really make money off drug trafficking, rather than target them, it ends up more so targeting people who are recreational users, recreational buyers, and by that I mean people that are just trying to not really make money off of drug trafficking, but are just trying to facilitate other people they know into getting drugs, primarily marijuana, which ironically has been shown in many government studies to be less harmful than alcohol in many ways, as far as its addictiveness, as far as its tendency to cause antisocial behavior in people. Alcohol has been shown to be much worse, cause more health problems, etc., etc. So, the idea that marijuana is illegal because the government really wants what is good for us, while alcohol remains illegal, is just is ludicrous. I personally believe that marijuana should be legalized, not because it's some panacea or some wonderful thing, or that it doesn't cause any problems, because, I recognize that it can be problematic, just as alcohol can be, just as tobacco can be, just as many other things that are legal can be problematic for people. But I just see it as a freedom issue. There are so many people out there who are interested in selling it and growing it and consuming it, that I just don't think that it's realistic for the government to set that as a goal, to make laws against it and lock people up for it and think that that's going to be an effective solution any more than the prohibition was effective against eliminating people consuming and buying alcohol, selling alcohol, producing alcohol, etc. Another problem that I think that contributes to the prison industrial complex that I've recently been made aware of are laws that have to do with child support and some domestic violence laws as well. And I'll clarify. I just don't see how locking someone up for failing to pay child support is supposed to be helpful if the goal is providing children with support. Because obviously if a person is locked away for not paying child support, number one, they're not going to be able to find a job to support their children, and number two, when they get out, they're going to have a criminal record, which is also going to make it more difficult for them to provide for their children in the future. And I've made this point in other videos, so I'll go ahead and make it again because I think it's important. As far as domestic violence laws, I think they are well-intended for the most part, but this is something that I really have to credit men's rights advocates for talking about, and I really wish that they understood that domestic violence laws as they're written can be used to hurt women just as much as they can be used to hurt men. I really don't want to get into specifics of why I feel the way I feel about that, but suffice to say that I have known of cases where domestic violence laws have been used in a technical sense in order to lock someone up that was not dangerous, that was not intending to harm or harass the person that had a restraining order against them. And in those cases, I think that those laws can be very much abusive, and I think that they need to be re-examined in the way that they are written, and then also in the way that they are applied. I think in America that you just have too many laws in general. And you have local and state and federal laws, so many of which, so many that it becomes nearly impossible to keep track of them all. There are laws that contradict other laws, and one almost has to be a paralegal or a lawyer to be able to sift through it all. So, also I have to say that just that too many laws and too much government is a bad thing, and ultimately when you're dealing with the legal system in America, poor people get screwed over, and I wish it would stop. So thank you for watching my video.